All right. I had to do a quick pit stop at the grocery store. Needed some apple juice intra workout. So what's today? Day 80 80 something? All I know is it's arm day. So start off with tries, move on to buys, standard procedure. I may or may not try to go really heavy. What's going on here? On the push downs. I'll sort of. Oh, do I know like? No. Like with triceps, I mean, you'll get a pump either way, whether or not you're moving a really heavy amount of weight versus, if you go a little bit lighter, you're doing stuff with a rope or single arm movements and you're really squeezing it. Like, it just kind of depends. Now, going heavy, there's definitely some benefit, I would say. So if your elbows get kind of fucked up, like right on the outside, tendons going on in here, it's definitely going to be beneficial if you start off your warm-up with just like single arm, light stuff, maybe even spend like 10 minutes just fucking around with a cable just to get some blood flow in the area, sort of get it exposed to a little bit of tension before you start to just try to slam the fuck out of it. Because you're not, I mean, if your triceps are fucking hurting you, you're not gonna be able to go that hard. You're just gonna be, limited by your pain tolerance. And then if it hurts, you're probably doing some sort of damage. So, biceps after that, a variety of heavy curls. I've been liking the single arm preacher curls. I'll probably throw those in as well. And then, let me think. That's pretty much gonna be it. I'll finish calves at the end. So every time that I'm done doing a little pose down and I say, all right, well, let's go hit some calves. That's just fucking 8 sets of single leg calf raises on whatever machine you prefer. The seated one's good. The Smith machine, not it. The leg press, I like that one a lot. Load up a few plates, sit down on the leg press, put one foot on the bottom. Super good for calves. Or the standing machine. It's whatever. It's all going to be working your calves. So 8 sets per lift, which is basically just 8 sets per day. As far as I can tell, that's going to give you some growth. Because I'd consider calves to be a little bit of a variant, right? Because you're walking around on them all the time. That's the old school logic of why they need more attention than other muscles, right? They're stubborn. But take that as you will, right? I can almost guarantee that right now, let's say you're going into the gym, I can guarantee your calves are not sore. So if you don't want to do them every day, just do them every day that they're not sore. And in all likelihood, that probably will be every day. So I'm just gonna slam this pre and then we can get in there. So this is really closing in on like just the epitome of a simple arm day. Triceps, I may as well have only done straight bar pushdowns for all 11 sets. I did the one single arm at the end. And for biceps, what I do, just standard dumbbell curls and some preachers, that was it. Pretty much just 2 exercises per body part. So, I mean, let's see if that correlates to a freaky pump. Which, spoiler alert, I already know it fucking is. No way. Jesus Christ, my shirt is fucking drenched. All right. Let's see what we're working with here. Oh my God. I wish I brought my measuring tape. Cold, last time I measured them, they were about 19 inches. And pumped, honestly, right now, I can foresee maybe even 19 3/4. It's hard to say. Once I can get them to 20 inches cold, so that measurement is like 0 pump, you just flex, you put a tape measure around your arm. 20 inches cold is an impressive ass number. Even just adding 1 inch to your arms, no matter how big they are, is going to be a huge difference. Let's hit a lat spread and then finish calves. I tell you what, nothing beats a goddamn arm pump. I don't like to pick favorites in terms of workouts. Like, you know, I'm not any more excited for a leg day than a back day, or a chest day than an arms day. But, you know, since they each have different positives and negatives, like they're just totally different lifts. But arm day, I mean, you gotta be crazy if an arm pump doesn't have a special place in your heart. All right, so I can do calves and get in the car. All right, don't freak out about the audio quality. My phone's about to die. I gotta plug it in instead of having the mic plugged in. But I ended up loitering in the gym for like an extra hour. So I already slammed the dextrose shake. Pretty much finished off that whole, so that wasn't even apple juice. I grabbed the wrong one when I was in there. That was like white grape juice. It's still good, but I mean, it's not necessarily what I wanted. But it really doesn't matter what it is. It's, you know, as long as it's some intra-workout carbs, that's good enough for me. So, let me try not to crash on the way out of here, and then we can discuss some points of the workout. So, I mean, as you saw, incredibly basic exercise choice. Pretty much just 2 types of dumbbell curls. Normal and the preacher. Did those little pause reps at the end, but I mean, that's just a little something. And then triceps. Well, I guess triceps is first, but that was just some heavy ass push downs, followed by some slightly lighter push downs, so I could get more of a, put a little bit more effort into the contraction, get a little bit more range of motion as well, so I can work the tricep in the stretched position. And then that one set of reverse single arm push downs just to finish off the pump. And calves, you know, it's just 8 sets of sitting on the calf machine. Nothing very exciting there anyway. But clearly, it's doing something, right? So who do you think got a better workout? Me, who just did 2 exercises per body part? Or Jeff, who did 10 exercises per body part? And each of them was the most scientifically optimal muscle recruitment inducing, whatever, you know. There's certainly benefits of getting into all that sort of logistical biomechanical information, you know, talking about whatever random BS science-based training like that. But you know, who wants to deal with that? You're going to get perfectly good results, if not better, purely by having, you know, a more hardcore mindset and just going hard with the basics, right? I mean, when I look up to people in terms of lifters, and I'm watching, you know, it's good. It's I think it's like Machiavelli Motivation. That's it's this YouTube channel that makes a lot of bodybuilding like edits of of old dudes, like Kevin Levrone, Dorian Yates style. Like, those are the guys I'm looking up to, because they're just going hard. You know, there's a few tips and tricks. You know, there's a point at which you're going to be fully saturated with knowledge of which exercises to do, and you know, little variations so that you get a better contraction and whatnot. But once you've, like, that's not, there's a ceiling to the amount of, you know, information that you can know about lifting, right? So after you learn the basics, you know how to get an arm pump, you know how to work out your legs, you know, stuff like that. The only thing that's going to change is how hard you go in the gym. So when I watch those old videos of fucking, all of them, man. I mean, love Dorian Yates, like Blood and Guts. Oh, that shit's hardcore. Kevin Levrone, Uncrowned Olympia, love that guy. Tom Platz, he was really going hard. He loved the whole theatrics of, you know, talking about the intensity of the gym. I mean, all that shit is fucking awesome to watch. You know, I just don't feel like there's anybody walking around now where I watch a video of their training and I'm like, all right, yeah, now I'm fucking excited. You know, I think in terms of mentality, the peak was back in the 80s and 90s, early 2000s of the hardcore guys, and we've kind of lost it ever since then. I've talked about this before, but in terms of like the general mindset of young lifters, it really sucks how just being shredded is being pushed. You know, oh, I want to be aesthetic, so I'm just gonna instantly jump straight into a hardcore dieting phase so I can see, like, you know, the 3 abs that I have. What? That's just stupid, right? As far as I can tell, you're gonna want to gain some muscle at first, right? So new lifters can't decide whether or not they want to bulk or cut, or even experienced lifters who can't decide whether or not they want to bulk or cut. It's pretty much impossible to go wrong if you decide that you want to start a legit bulk, right? Because what's going to happen? You're going to gain strength, you're going to gain size, and then, you know, after a considerable amount of time, maybe a couple of months, then you go into a cutting phase. You know, you sort of peel off the outer layers and see what you built. There's nothing wrong with, like, main gaining, right? Pretty much just eating. The basic gist of it is honestly just you hit your protein goal per day, whatever that number may be, 200 grams, 250 grams, at least, you know, maybe 1.5 grams per pound of body weight. And then you just pretty much eat as much food as you're hungry for. Right? And for the most part, if you do that and you train hard in the gym, you know, you will build muscle slowly over time. But, you know, emphasis on slowly. So if I were to recommend to anybody, like, main gain, diet, or bulk, I would say bulk. And I do not mean just get fat as shit. That is not ideal, right? There's certainly a level of pudge that's going to come along with the bulk, but, you know, you're going to want to mitigate that as much as possible. So if you start bulking and you're instantly just, you know, you're eating way beyond your calorie surplus and you're just putting on excess body fat, you got 2 choices, which you should do both. For one, you're going to want to do your cardio, which I know you guys aren't doing. I'll get into that in a moment. And for 2, maybe you're going to want to change up your diet, you know, eat a little bit less. Or, I mean, if you're trying to bulk up and you have a quote-unquote fast metabolism, you got to look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you don't. All you need to do is eat more food, right? And it's just as basic as that. There's no other trick, right? You're not going to ask a huge lifter and go up to him and say, "Oh, dude, I'm trying to get big, but I mean, I eat so much food," right? At the end of the day, they're going to tell you nothing other than, okay, well, you're going to have to eat more. The only way to gain weight is to eat more food. The only way to lose weight is to eat less food. You know, there's a variety of just known truths to lifting, you know, to health and whatnot. And that's pretty much the most, that's like the bread and butter of changing the way that your body looks, right? Is the amount of fuel that you're putting into it, and whether or not that exceeds or is below the amount of fuel that your body burns per day. Because if it's below, then what does that mean? That means your body is still going to burn as much, you know, as many calories as it needs to. And if it doesn't get that from the food that you eat, then it's going to take it from where? Your fat stores, right? That's why you lose fat, because it gets digested, broken down into energy. And of course, the opposite is going to be true. If you eat above your your maintenance calorie number, then your body's like, oh shit, we got some extra energy floating around. What are we going to do with it? Now, combined with weight training, some of that's going to get converted into, you know, muscle growth. And still, I mean, there's no way around it. There will be a little bit of fat gain as well. You know, the enlightened lifter knows that if he wants to make progress, he's got to take the bulk with everything that it entails, right? You know, you get the positives, which is your increased strength. Obviously, you pretty much get to eat as much food as you want. It's very good. But I mean, you're also going to be a little bit softer. You're going to be walking around with a full belly. You know, I like cutting and bulking pretty much evenly, you know, because I see the benefits of both, right? It's just pushing me towards my path of improvement in this particular field. But I definitely like cutting, just because it feels good to have an empty stomach. It feels good not to have like just pressure on your midsection like that. But again, in terms of, so getting back to what I was saying, cardio, it is not going to kill your gains. That is stupid. Cardio is not going to make you lose muscle in the slightest, right? You guys, not you guys, but people, they love to take arguments to the extreme. You know, they hear cardio, they're thinking, okay, well, it's hard, I don't want to do it, but I don't want to admit that I'm a pussy. Let me find a reason to explain why I don't want to do it. Google search. Oh, wow, marathon runners actually burn muscle? Marathon runners go into catabolism because they're burning so much energy, they're going into rhabdo? Oh, crap. Cardio burns muscle. Cardio burns muscle, I don't have to do it. What the fuck? That's so stupid. No, it does not. Right? 30 minutes, steady state cardio, right? The likes of which is going to leave your heart rate around maybe 140. I'd say pretty much average. If you can get your heart rate up to like 140s-ish for about 30 minutes, or 130, you know, whatever, you got to look up. There's all sorts of stages to cardio, but whatever. Just low intensity, 30 minutes a day in the morning is going to be your best bet. You can do it after your workout as well, but it's not going to be as good. And I mean, it's like when I do it, I pull up to the gym, sit down. Well, actually, I've got a seated bike at the house. But if you don't, you just pull up to the gym, you jump in, you play on your phone for 30 minutes, and then you're done and you leave, and that's it. You're going to have a better metabolism because your body is burning more energy in the day, right? You're going to have a better cardiovascular system, so you're not going to get so gassed and out of breath while you're working out. So your workouts are going to be better, and as a result of that, you know, heightened metabolism, you're not going to put on so much fat when you're bulking. And obviously, when you're dieting, you're going to burn more fat more quickly. So cardio is non-negotiable, man. Or I mean, you know, There's exceptions. If you got like a labor job, that's going to count because you're working, burning energy in the day. If you want to count your steps and like somehow correlate that to calories, I don't really look into the steps. I haven't messed with it. I'd rather just do it right in the morning, get out of the way, and then you're done. So if you guys don't want to do it, I mean, it's up to you, man. It's your call. I'm just telling you what I think. So tomorrow is going to be leg day. I'm driving back home tonight, so it'll be at Metro Fitness. That's this cool gym down in kind of by Columbus that I like. So they've got a really good array of machines there. Tons of hamstring curls, tons of leg extensions, a variety of racks. Super good gym. When I'm home for the summer, I might end up lifting there pretty much on a daily basis. I'll have to see, because it is a little bit of a drive. But until then, I'm going to go home, pack up my vitamins and clothes and shit, and hit the road before getting to go to sleep in my own bed and seeing my dog. That'd be nice. So, yeah, shit, that's it. So I'll see you next time, goddammit. Oh, shit. I had my brights on. Whoops.